Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Well, Governor Mapp took to social media to hint on further services that are set to provide more health coverage to the young in the territory. According to Governor Mapp, families that were once ineligible for government insurance may become eligible in October of this year. News 2's Stephanie Brown reports.
More Virgin Islands children ages birth through 19 years of age are reportedly set to receive further expanded healthcare coverage, according to a post on Governor Mapp's Facebook page. Currently, the VI Medicaid program, also known as MAP, provides healthcare coverage to individuals that have incomes less than $6,000. However, through the Children's Health Insurance Program, also known as CHIP, the federal government will contribute 91.5% of funds to eligible youth whose income does not exceed $11,880 per person per household. CHIP was created in 1997 as a 10-year program, but in January of 2009, the program was reauthorized under the presidency of Barack Obama to include a $2.8 billion budget to expand healthcare coverage of over 49 million children.
That provides health insurance to young people all across the country, and when our kids are healthy, that means they're going to be healthy adults. Ultimately, that's going to put less strain on the system as well. So this was a bipartisan effort, Republicans, Democrats coming together to do something that's smart and common sense.
Funds from cigarette and chewing tobacco taxes fund the program. Locally, the government will be responsible for providing 8.5% of the funds to the program, which is managed under the Department of Human Services. We contacted MAP officials at the department, but they were informed not to make public statements. According to reports from the Kaiser Family Foundation, President Trump's 2018 budget proposal may reduce federal funding for coverage of children receiving Medicaid and CHIP benefits. For News 2, I'm Stephanie Shalana Brown.
Now, CNN reports also indicate that over the next decade, Trump's 2018 proposed budget will cut Medicaid more than $800 billion, or nearly a quarter of what the healthcare program is projected to spend on low-income families. Be sure to comment, too, to keep you updated. Turning to some crime reports, as we reported on Tuesday, August 8, officers traveled to investigate unauthorized use of a vehicle that occurred at the Dollar Thrifty Car Rental St. Thomas, and an all points bulletin was then placed on the missing vehicles. Here's VIPD with more. On Tuesday, August 8th, officers traveled to investigate an unauthorized use of a vehicle that occurred at an unknown time at Dollar Thrifty Car Rental St. Thomas. Contact was made with an employee who stated that 4 vehicles were removed from the property. An all-point bulletin was then immediately placed on the missing vehicles.
On Wednesday, August 9th, the Criminal Investigations Unit traveled to Dollar Thrifty to follow up and discovered that 2 more vehicles were taken on Tuesday, August 8th, along with the previously mentioned 4 other cars. The case is presently under investigations by the Criminal Investigations Bureau.
7 cars stolen are 2016 Toyota Corolla white, license TEV 887. 2013 Chevy Cruze white, license plate TES 592. 2016 Toyota Yaris sedan red, license plate TEL 300. 2016 Nissan Versa gray, license plate TFJ 805. 2016 Toyota Corolla Silver, license plate TEV 891. 2017 Ford Escape white, license plate TFK 917, and Toyota Corolla 2015 white, license plate TES 192.
Anyone having information regarding missing cars is asked to contact the Investigations Bureau at 340-774-2211. You can also call Crime Stoppers VI at 1-800-222-TIPS or 911.
Well, on August 9 at approximately 4:45 p.m., detectives from the Virgin Islands Police Department's Economic Unit Crime Unit, they were requested at the Home Depot location in Barron Spot, St. Croix. Upon their arrival, they met with a Home Depot representative who informed them of an internal investigation involving a store employee, Angela Felix. The investigation by the detectives revealed that on July 7, 2017, Angela Felix fraudulently returned a store item valued at $349 for which she received a store credit card and used to purchase multiple items between July 8, 2017 and July 16, 2017. The investigation by the detectives showed that Ms. Felix admitted to doing the same to sell the items for her own profit. 28-year-old Angela Felix was placed under arrest and unable to make bail of $10,000. She was transported to the Golden Grove Adult Correctional Facility pending an advice of rights hearing at the Superior Court of the VI on August 10, 2017. Well, the difference between being a father and a dad, the importance of fatherhood, managing your anger, and communication styles are among some of the topics being discussed at a fatherhood initiative being conducted on St. Croix. The Responsible Fatherhood Program is a collaborative effort between the Department of Justice, Paternity and Child Support Division, and the church. 8 fathers were selected for the project, and they are attending 2 sessions per week for 4 weeks with facilitators Pastor John Gilbert of the Frederickstead Baptist Church and Pastor Anthony Granger of the Kingdom Citizen International Church to discuss a number of important issues pertaining to fatherhood. Attorney General Claude Walker explained the significance of the program. He said, "This time, by involving the church, we are acknowledging that a role exists for faith-based organizations to help make fathers better and, as a result, to rebuild families. While the emphasis has been on supporting many segments of our society, there is room for improvement for PSCD and faith-based organizations to provide substantive support for fathers who are barely active in their children's lives." Assistant Director of PCSD, Douglas Mapp, said finding work for the group of fathers is one of the important aspects of the program. Mapp said he anticipates starting another fatherhood program in about 3 weeks after this one ends. The program began on August 1st and will run until August 25th. Well, collaboration is key, and residents, private citizens, and the government agencies have started cleanup and recovery in the BVI. Flash flooding on Monday had left several houses and businesses flooded and multiple roads damaged. The airport, which had been closed early on August 7th, was reopened yesterday before 10 a.m. Seaports were also open as ferry operators resumed normal business. The Virgin Islands Festival and Fairs Committee, they made a conscious decision to postpone the activities in East End and Carrot Bay. On the island of Virgin Gorda, park rangers were able to clear the footpaths leading to the baths, ensuring the famous park remained functional. Commenting on recovery efforts, Director of Tourism, Mrs. Sharon Flax-Brutus, said cleanup continues to proceed. Several properties that reported damage were able to remedy their situations immediately after the weather subsided, and the majority of the land-based accommodations and yacht charter businesses are up and running. The resilience of the Virgin Islands community has been on full display, she says, as residents engage in the cleanup efforts in their neighborhoods and properties while the government dispersed teams and BVI Electricity restored power. Although the annual Emancipation August Festival activities have been canceled, the tourism industry is operational, with guests being able to arrive and depart accordingly. Well, turning to our cleanup efforts here and power restoration, line department crews were dispatched once again today, very early morning, across St. Croix, addressing remaining isolated electrical service interruptions related to the inclement weather on Monday night and Tuesday. Service interruptions were reported in Judith's Fancy, St. John, La Grande Princess, Hibiscus Point, Mount Victory, Prosperity, Humbug, Union, Mount Washington, Work and Rest, Peters Rest, and Mont Bijou. A total of 127 customers were affected by these electrical service interruptions. Now, to report an electrical service interruption on St. Croix, be sure to call 340-773-0150. And again, Vitima, they coordinate emergency response efforts, and they are keeping a close eye on the weather for when it is necessary to activate any of the emergency operations centers. Just last week, FEMA, Region 2, Vitima, the National Hurricane Center, and the National Weather Service, San Juan, they held a regional conference call to practice its procedures in the event of a major storm if one is approaching the territory. Vitima also used the week to rehearse its own protocols for activation situation. Director Bonds continues to encourage the community to do its part to be ready for the active 2017 season, stock up on emergency supplies, have a family disaster plan in place, and stay informed about weather that may impact the area. Well, meanwhile, looking out there, Tropical Storm Franklin has dissipated over Mexico. According to the National Hurricane Center, it weakened after making landfall as a hurricane in eastern Mexico. The National Hurricane Center says there are no coastal watches and warnings in effect, and the government of Mexico has discontinued all warnings. Be sure to tune into AccuWeather forecast for the latest on what is happening in our area. President Trump meeting with top national security advisors Thursday as North Korea steps up threats. State media says there's a plan to fire 4 missiles near the U.S. island territory of Guam, home to 2 U.S. military bases, could be ready for review by leader Kim Jong-un in days. As of Thursday morning, U.S. defense officials said there were no indications of any imminent launch activity by North Korea, but some worry about President Trump's language versus the unpredictable Kim Jong-un. After President Trump promised fire and fury Tuesday, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson took a calm approach, leading some to accuse the White House of mixed messaging. The president's own party is split on his approach. Republican Congressman Lee Zeldin of New York say he's not comfortable with it. Meanwhile, at the center of a war of words, Guam remains vigilant but calm. Keeping our eye on the economy, there will likely be less choices and larger premiums for Obamacare in 2018. A new Kaiser Family Foundation reports the number of carriers that will participate has dropped to an average of just under 5. In 2015, the average was almost 7 carriers. Researchers say most insurers are uncertain about what possible changes the Trump White House will bring to the program. The findings are based on insurer filings in nearly 24 major cities, and they could change over the next few weeks. In 2018, a single adult who earns $30,000 per year is expected to pay about $200 per month for coverage. Taking a look at the numbers, we can see everything down. The Dow down 204, NASDAQ 135, S&P 500 down 35. Coming up on News 2, more from the USVI Denver delegation, the team that participated in the delegation to improve our airports in the territory, both St. Croix and St. Thomas. That's coming up next. Welcome back. The U.S. Virgin Islands is advancing plans to improve the operations of both the Cyril E. King International and Henry E. Wilson airports in St. Thomas and St. Croix following an educational immersion at Denver International Airport this week. Here's more. Governor Kenneth Mapp led a government delegation to Denver International Airport, which included senior officials and the leadership of the Virgin Islands Port Authority. He said that the visit featured the sharing of intelligence and best practices by the executive team at the country's 6th busiest airport. Kim Day, CEO of Denver International Airport, saw this visit as a first step in leveraging synergies between her office and the USVI.
As the world becomes smaller, smaller airports have a great opportunity to kind of raise their flag and be recognized as a great place to go. You're already on this list of everybody's bucket list. And if we can help you improve your airport, that'll help you get the capacity to be ready for all those great visitors that are going to be coming to you in the next few years.
The USVI team learned how Denver officials continually invest in the passenger experience, including shopping and dining, technology, and entertainment. In addition to a tour of the airfield and control tower, officials spent an entire day focused on the multiple processes that help the airport deliver more than $26 billion in economic benefits to the state of Colorado.
There's no substitute for actually being there and going and touching and feeling and really experiencing a project. We know from our experience as we've gone through this project, We took our city council to Europe. We visited Heathrow. We visited Schiphol, the places where we really aspired to be. And I think being here on the ground, getting a day to really study the project that we've been working on here in Denver is going to be invaluable as you all approach this project in its infancy to attract the best talent and really, in the end, create the best project for the Virgin Islands.
Earlier in the week in Atlanta, the Virgin Islands team, which included additional representatives from the Waste Management Authority, they met with the Federal Aviation Administration to discuss the decades-old regulatory issue concerning the landfill near St. Croix Airport. Governor Mapp noted that the Denver International Airport's focus on rebuilding the new, replacing the old, and caring for the current resonated well with his team as they prepare to holistically elevate the passenger experience at USVI Airport.
All think about it. Millennials think nothing about getting on a plane and going to Europe for the weekend. It's different than it was when my generation was growing up, and so as the world becomes smaller, smaller airports have a great opportunity.
And that was Kim Day, the CEO of the Denver International Airport. And you also heard from George Merritt, who's the Senior Vice President at the Denver International Airport as well. The governor said a task force will now be formed to develop a formal partnership between VIPA and the Denver International Airport, an exchange of managers and directors from the Virgin Islands Port Authority to come to Denver to get on the ground training and experience. And they are prepared, they say, to send managers to spend a week or two working with our teams right here in the territory. Be sure to count on 2. We will keep you updated. Well, recently, Governor Mapp informed in a press briefing that federal highway grant officials, as well as the local government, were releasing Tip Top Construction out of its Main Street enhancement contract. Here's an update. Well, reportedly, Tip Top Construction's owner, Joe Hollins, has written to Lloyd Bow, the Commissioner of Property and Procurement, requesting an appeal hearing. The Main Street project was set to be complete by June of this year. Governor Mapp did not provide details on the termination of Tip Top's contract. Could the territory see some new buses in the near future? Well, the last bus replacement was in 2014. That's when 22 buses were purchased for a total of $6.7 million. The Department of Property and Procurement put out a request for proposal on June 15th to purchase 5 heavy-duty transit buses with the option for purchasing more. The deadline for the request is September 12th. According to the proposals, the buses will be a minimum of 29 feet and 6 inches long and a maximum of 32 feet long. The request also seeks for the winning company to provide some training. Well, Code Like a Camp, that's Code Like a Girl, that's Virgin Islands Next Generation Public Computer Center. They're focusing on that. Manager Anita Davis is providing an introduction to coding web pages for the ongoing Code Like a Girl summer camp. Now that started on August 7th and it ends on the 11th at the All Saints Cathedral School. Code Like a Girl, which actually began in Australia in 2015 as a series of events providing girls and young women with the opportunity to delve into technology in a nurturing atmosphere, it has since become a global movement with scheduled activities provided around the world. Local tech pros, instructors, and industry executives will provide hands-on workshops and insightful presentations to help the students engage further in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM opportunities, and to help see themselves in technical careers of their own. VINGN's Anita Davis provides an unplugged workshop on web-based coding, starting with hypertext markup language, HTML. Following the camp, participants will come together and share what they have learned at a forum and presentation on projects. That's open to everyone. That's on Saturday, August 12th from 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at the Chase Auditorium in the business classrooms area at the University of the Virgin Islands St. Thomas campus. Senator Marvin Blyden encourages high school graduates who wish to obtain vocational skills at the Raphael O. Wheatley Skills Center to apply for the Marvin A. Blyden Scholarship Fund for some financial assistance. Now, here's some information on that. It depends on the program that the graduate selects that determines if the scholarship will pay for partial or full tuition. Courses range from 12 months to 24 months with varying costs for each program. Fields of study range from clinical medical assistance and carpentry to computer applications and cosmetology. There are classes in culinary arts and more. All programs offered at the Wheatley Skills Center are nationally certified, and in many fields, students can take national exams right on campus. You must have a high school diploma to apply for this scholarship, which is managed by the Community Foundation of the Virgin Islands. You can apply by visiting right there, www.cfvi.net. Deadline for applications has been extended to September 30th. Did you purchase a sheet of the Virgin Islands lottery? Well, you could win cash for education, travel, home improvement, or just using the money to pay off some bills. Every ticket has a chance to win part of the $704,000 prize, including the top prize of $175,000. Imagine the possibilities. With that in mind, here are the winning numbers.
The VI Lottery presents draw results of today's drawing on NEWS2. Here are the top prizes. Fifth prize for $20,000, 15838, 15838. Fourth prize for $30,000, 20750, 20750. Third prize for $40,000, 1292, 1292. Second prize for $65,000, 32401. 32401, and the winning ticket number for the grand prize of $175,000 is 25940. 25940. If your ticket number wasn't called, keep trying. One of these days, your number could win. The next drawing is August 24th. Play the VI Lottery and imagine the possibilities.
Good luck as you check those tickets. Stick around. We have much more straight ahead. We'll be right back.
We had a few brief showers pass through today, and tomorrow it's going to be a bit wetter. We have this tropical wave right here heading in our direction. With that, we're going to see numerous showers tomorrow. Also, it's going to be a bit cloudy and a bit gloomy as they go across the islands here, so might not be the best beach day. For tonight, 79 degrees. Again, with a shower or two should be expected. Tomorrow in St. John, 89 degrees for the high temperature. It's going to be muggy out there with a shower or two. St. Thomas, 89 degrees, again with a shower or two, and same story for St. Croix, 91 degrees there, and we will certainly see some of that wet weather. The Atlantic Marine, well, the waves are 2 to 4 feet, winds out of the southeast around 10 knots, so not bad. And then the Caribbean, 2 to 4 feet as well, southeast 5 to 10 knots. That is just beautiful conditions there for boating. If you're planning on heading out, just be careful as always. Let's take a look here at our 5-day forecast. Over the weekend, it's going to calm down a bit. So on Sunday, it's going to be a nice day. We will see a few showers left over Saturday. Sunday is going to be a lot drier of a day and beautiful conditions to hit the beach. Now Monday night, during the day Monday, I should say, it's going to be nice as well. But Monday night, some showers are going to move in. We have another tropical wave heading in our direction, and that means Tuesday, it's going to be a bit wet, especially in the morning. We could see quite a few showers passing through. Sandy, back to you.
Thank you. So another tropical wave, more showers on the way. Thanks for the update. Time for our weather picture there by Sineisha Valencia of Lockhart Elementary School, second grader, showing us some of the clouds and a little bit of sunshine we've been seeing. Thank you for that picture. Send us your News2 weather picture to the address on the screen, and then tune in to see it right here on News2. Coming up, we have much more straight ahead. Find out how our USVI team is doing. News2 Sports is coming up next.
I'm Gary Anthony, and this is News2 Sports. In what has become a summer of firsts for the VI senior women's basketball team, you can now count knocking off Brazil in the FIBA 2017 Women's America Cup Championship yesterday, 67-60 in overtime. The game was a thriller, with the VI coming back from a 7-point deficit in the fourth quarter to tie Brazil at the end of regulation. Overtime belonged to the VI, who outscored their opponents 9-2 in the extra session. Natalie Day notched a double-double with 20 points and 13 rebounds. For the tournament, Day is averaging 13 points and 10 rebounds per game. And in a News2 Sports exclusive, we spoke with Coach Clint Williams in Argentina this morning about the game, the tournament, and more.
The key for victory going into the game was we knew that we had multiple mismatches across the board. I feel our team is the best skilled team in this tournament. So I try to use that to our advantage each game we go into. Myself and Coach Willow Colon, the head coach, we sit down and we talk about, which player we want to create mismatches for other teams. So, with this game, Brazil is much bigger than us. But like I said, we used our skill and athleticism to take a lot of players off the dribble. We ran a lot of pick and roll, which they couldn't defend. And, we made shots, and that kind of was the key to the game. I never felt worried throughout the entire game. I thought we was playing at our pace the whole game from the tip. Because Brazil, they prefer scoring a lot of points, so they allowed the game to be probably high 70s, 80s, 90s. So we knew coming in, if we can limit a lot of possessions, keep the score within the 60s, we have a really good chance. Yeah, she's a professional. Every day her preparation is awesome. She takes great care of her body, and her skill set is huge for us because she's 6'1", so she's matched up with other players, big girls. She can, take them off the dribble. She can shoot threes. She can post up smaller players. So she's a nightmare matchup for other teams. So every night we kind of, go between her and Imani to kind of get us started. And they've been doing a great job this tournament to get us a couple wins. She made that three, and Brazil called timeout. And my message to the girls was, we scored enough points. Now we need some more stops. Yeah, now we have a really good chance. And tonight we're going to be huge Argentina fans, hoping for them to beat Brazil so we can get into the semifinals this weekend. All the support has been overwhelming. We definitely appreciate it. We're trying to represent the country as best as we can and keep making you guys proud. Go VI.
Go VI go. That's it for sports. Sandy, back to you.
Thanks for that update, Gary. Great highlights there. And that's all for this edition of News 2. I'd like to thank you for joining us for all the latest in news, weather, and sports. I'm Sandra Duman saying you have a wonderful evening.